So everybody was just having a little chat about Larry Fine being the impetus for everything funny that the Stern Show has ever done.
Absolutely. Why
And
you?
these two are chatting it up about this and some hippopotamus for Christmas. So I just decided to
Only a
start the show.
hippopotamus will do.
Yes, sure. So hi everybody. Welcome to Tuesday, May 17th. It is just the three of us tonight, Johnny, Xavier, and Monique. And yes, let's address the elephant in the room.
Pelican in the room.
The pelican in the room, and that would be that they took down the show yesterday. And when I went to see what the hullabaloo was all about,
Nice.
The
the brouhaha, it turns out that it was as predicted. It was because Howard was talking about the Deborah coat that his father is on. And so, see, we can talk about that, but we can't play him talking about that.
And I've been on the drug, so shouldn't I appeal to the board?
Yes.
I have been on the drug. I chose it because Depp
like
is
I
in the
said,
name.
technically,
Technically,
he's not breaking any laws, but
obviously,
because he's looped in to the medical care of his father.
Yeah.
And for him to be disclosing stuff
yes.
of a sensitive nature.
Yes.
It's
So because you who get second place award right below John as big mouth of the day, they probably were like monitoring and they said, "Oh yeah, that's right. We shouldn't really be talking about that. Delete."
And we marginalized that
we can
discussion.
talk about
we
all we
talked
want.
about it before we went on, and we were like, "Oh, that's crazy. That confidentiality thing can't be that deep."
Yeah,
I believe you're spot on. I'm like, yeah, that's a huge. It's all about lawsuits.
It just totally puts the dot on the I that they're listening to this show.
Of course, we've known
totally.
that.
To specifically take that.
You guys should just call in. Whoever is listening to from this, just call in. Just call in.
It can't be as hard to get on as RadioGunk.
The deep third thingy to modulate your voice.
So yeah, tell the screener, put me through the Darth Kermit modulator before it's
exactly.
I don't like.
It's just
just give us a wink, and we'll.
It just amazed me that it wasn't even a minute long clip. It was like 58 seconds long, and specifically from the moment I say, "Okay, here we go," to the moment that Dennis says, "Wow." And then and that's all she wrote. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to screen record because I can still access it myself. Okay. I'll screen record it with the chat and then we'll re-upload it as its own thing. But sadly, if I was to just let YouTube do it, it was going to cut it from 17 minutes and 30 seconds to 34 minutes, and that would have taken out 20 minutes worth of content on the show. So we'd rather do it the other way.
I would just like to personally address the person working at Stern Show right now. Like, where is this career going? Like, where do you
I think about that all the time. Where do you segue from 100%?
Like, are you going to be working bagging stuff at Price Chopper in 2 years, or do you see yourself working at 30 Rock?
Put that on your LinkedIn.
I mean,
I'm the one to put a copyright for Deppening.
Where do you think your career is going? Listening to our podcast and ratting us out to fucking Marcy.
Yeah. So yes, it is still on Twitch.
You might want.
Let me just tell people where to. Yeah, you might want to rethink your career choices.
If this is where 4 years of fucking New York film school got you.
Yeah,
bro.
This is.
Yeah, they all want to be in show business. Money. Not radio. They all want to be in higher level of show business.
So if you actually want to watch the show, you can watch it on Twitch, or if you go to RadioGunk.com, which is a website that we run, and there's a forum section where people chat. And in the thread that was for yesterday's show, I have a direct link to the StreamYard because now we can link directly to StreamYard.
Bro.
And you will see it as we are showing it on the screen.
One last thing. You are now, whoever's listening to this from Stern Show, you're probably like $80,000 deep in student loans, and you're listening to a dude on a bong. Listen,
They don't how. They don't how.
Is that how it goes? Is that how it goes, Xavier? I don't even know you.
I just want you
I
to
don't
know
even know
this
you.
is where your dad's money's going.
I don't even know
just
you
think
right
think
now.
about the interest rates you're paying on those student loans. You'll literally never pay them off.
Think about the
ever.
fact that think about
And
how
you're-
deep your fucking voice is, and you have a
and
picture of a cat with a fucking
listen,
scarf on its neck as your avatar.
This is absolutely funny as fuck to me that you are 80 G's in and you'll never pay those student loans, and you're listening to bongs on the fucking internet right now.
Shane,
Congratulations.
thank you for your donation.
Congratulations.
125 watching and only 14 likes. Support the show. It's free. That's right. God damn it. It's 137 people watching now. Actually, we were up to 275 at one point yesterday. So that's always kind of interesting. So you know what? Pretty much everybody who wanted to watch it watched it. And if the chat is an important thing to you, then you're going to have to wait for it to come back online. But I will throw it up as a podcast. I've been meaning to get to it, but unfortunately, I was driving for the last 2 days to get back here to Pennsylvania. So now I can actually address the podcasts that are missing from the podcast site, and I'll put those up probably over the weekend. Okay, what you missed, Scott Balo, is that Sirius took down the YouTube because of the mention of Howard talking about his father being on Depakote.
Yes, Depakote. Yes.
So yeah, so they took it down, and it wasn't even one. And it's like, oh, it's not a strike or anything like that. Just you can't really watch it. That's all. Sorry.
David and
It's all good.
Justin
It's all
and
good.
Bethy Smollett are in
We got all summer.
We got all summer. You're exactly right. David says you should devote an entire show to deprogramming the Stern staffers, Clockwork Orange style.
Bro,
They won't know what hit. You know what? Honestly, if they're not watching
so
this
much
by now
fucking
and realizing that their life choices are so fucked, it's not even funny. I don't know what to say. All I know is that Dennis made me take a clip of something where Sal is talking about his aborted fetus brother's soul who's talking to him. And conveniently enough, its name is Dennis. I'm not even sure I would play it because he's not on the show tonight, so I might skip out of that. I have to get myself a cough drop because I'm dying. So just give me one quick second. You guys can talk about some stupid basketball thing. I'll be right back.
No. But David and Bethy Smollett said you should have more public domain drugs. That's so funny. Jeremy Harrell said, I had a dream Monday night. I was walking down the beach, and I have a lot of certain dreams. And a drunk, naked Beth was skinny dipping. She and I snuck under a sailboat on the beach. And I couldn't get it up, and I left.
There's
more saline in her tits than the entire Atlantic Ocean, by the way, Jeremy. Wiggins, lawyers on the warpath. We gunksters at the strike a nerve. It's always a backward compliment, Tim Sullivan, when you get this. I always take it as a backward compliment. Humble bragging. We got taken down. We're still badass.
I just don't want to be taken down.
No.
We've worked really, really hard to get this channel back up, and I don't want to do anything that fucks with that, honestly.
Patty Dowds writes, I listened on Twitch. Which ones YouTube deleted? Classic Patty Dowds.
Coming soon, the Three Stooges podcast.
Yeah. Starring Billy West. Return of Billy West to the Stern Show.
Well, Willie West says, quick, guys, let's talk about the Suns basketball team.
They're not playing today. Tonight, it's Celtics and the Heat.
Yes.
Should be a good
Are you
game.
really smoking a bong, Xavier?
Mom says a hippo will eat me up, and then teacher says the hippo is a vegetarian.
I didn't know that song. I was more of a Robotic Stooges guy. The animated series was on like.
I never heard of that.
It was an animated series. Superhero Stooges.
If you see one Stooges flick, you've seen them all.
I know.
The Marx Brothers were like they were just complete masters of the domain. Like literally like 10 jokes per minute every fucking movie they ever did. I mean,
I felt like a poser liking the Stooges because it was like before
really?
just like the Beatles. I just felt like it's too old for me. I'm not.
Listen, I'm a loser,
It's
so
so
I just
true.
embrace
It's too
it.
old.
I mean,
I'm not doubting their genius. It just felt like I shouldn't be jumping on the bandwagon.
The Marx Brothers, Three Stooges. I mean,
I love
the whole
Costello.
Marie Chevalier thing with the Marx Brothers. Passport. You're not Marie Chevalier.
Abbott and
Oh, it's
Costello,
the
Hold That
Nightingale
Ghost is
kissing
without
like
question my most favorite black and white comedy
Meets
film
Frankenstein, meets
of all
all
time.
this
Oh
stuff.
my
Yeah,
God,
it's good stuff.
all of those.
Dude, the Marx Brothers were fucking amazing. They were.
Love the Marx Brothers. They were
Abbott and Costello
sillier.
were funny too, even though they were kind of corny, but they were so good. Some of their bits were so fucking hysterical.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Kyla Sierra Alpha says, Monique, why don't you challenge them? H3H3, I don't know what that is, has gone to court, and there's precedence in courts allows copyrighted content for purpose of commenting on it. I understand that. And I do have wording on the channel for pretty much every single podcast. And, basically it says copyright disclaimer under Section 107, Copyright Act, blah, blah, blah. Comments made by guests are not necessarily the opinions of Radio Gunk and should be
Absolutely not.
taken as parody and or conjecture.
Exactly, and we're
Yada,
kind of
yada,
retards,
yada,
so
blah, blah,
let's
blah,
not.
etc., etc. It is all there in black and white.
Exactly.
You drank the fizzy lifting drink, and I say good day to you, sir.
That's it.
So
Oh my
yeah,
God, Harpo Marx from the I Love Lucy, that was fucking amazing. When he dropped the hat with us.
Oh my God, the I Love
yo-yo.
Lucy mimicking them in the mirror.
Yeah,
that was amazing.
you know that,
Do you know they did that in one take?
Okay, a couple rabbit hole Harpo stuff. One, Salvador Dali made a piano, well, no, harp for him, and his wife threw it out, literally, which would probably be worth $100 million today.
Oh my God, he created a harp.
Also, Harpo Marx's voice was never recorded. There is not one snippet of that man's voice in existence. And
Is
he
it kind of like Teller from Penn and Teller?
Harpo. Talk about Harpo.
Yeah, I know. I'm saying, is it kind of like Teller from Penn and Teller, whose voice you never hear?
Look, I love those guys too, but I don't know anything about.
I don't love those guys.
No, you're right. You never hear You're exactly right. You never hear.
I don't know if his voice has been recorded, whatever. But and Harpo used to love playing golf naked. He would literally play 18 holes naked. The man was fucking. He lived the life.
Don't Zuma dog. Sal Governelli did not leave the Stern Show. He was actually very prominently displayed today for some bizarre reason. I will say I did not listen to the entirety of the show. I was bored with it like immediately.
Well, they're going back to like the recycling bits essentially, with the whole the Long Island psychic before was like 10 years ago, and now he can talk to ghosts.
It's the Salvation Army of radio and cold Chinese food topics. It really is.
Exactly.
I'm bored. I'm planning on doing a one-on-one with him next week at some point. I just need to call him.
John? Yeah,
and
look forward to that.
Set that up. So yeah, we'll do that. Yeah, don't forget he's going to be on vacation for the next 2 weeks if everything goes according to schedule.
There's no way he's going to work more.
I hope he comes back after Labor Day. I hope he surprises and takes the rest of all of June off.
Well, I don't know. Should we check the calendar?
You know, it'll be funny when Beth walks into the Hamptons mansion and all these like dead cats are there.
All the ferals.
Remember the time, guys, when we used to love, we needed the show to be on, and I can't wait for it to be off now. I love when it's off. It's completely flipped. I love when they're off. I want them to be off so we can do shows that.
So you don't. So you only do 14 hours of.
Yeah, I know. It's not even.
Go to the calendar. May.
So this is last year's calendar so that we can just review it really, really quickly.
Exactly.
And we are on May 17th. So, we're only a good day behind here. Yeah. So if according to schedule, he takes off for the week of the 24th and the week of the 31st and won't be back until June 7th. When he's back on June 7th, he has 4 weeks of show. And then he is gone for 8 wonderful weeks. So
just when you think you can't relate to this guy, chat. I mean, just like you and your job, you get 2 weeks off from Memorial Day. It's the same thing.
Put in perspective, that is less than 27 hours of work.
Oh, I know.
I mean, and that's giving him the benefit of the doubt.
Yes,
that's you're talking about what 33% commercial content.
Yeah.
And then the content, right?
No, you're not going to miss us, Bethy Smollett. Of course, we'll be doing shows, but there'll be different types of shows. So, we'll do some of our long format type shows.
Let's be honest, over the last couple of months, just one of our shows could have been played over and over again. It would have been.
Oh yeah, we could have
It would
easily.
have been appropriate
definitely.
for whatever content was
We could
played
have
that day.
replayed the
I
parent
said
stuff.
to Xavier, I was actually going to play a game with us today where we tried to guess whether the comment made was from today or from another day, because they're all basically exactly the same. And I know that we've done a shit ton of the parental thing, and that's really just to have it all on record. I mean, that's honestly really just to show everybody what a complete and utter piece of shit the guy has been. And
But he gets away with it though. It's
and
like,
of course he gets away with it.
When
It's
you're
his
a
fucking show. He
silent
can do whatever he
partner, you
wants.
get away
the
with
check's
it.
clear.
Yeah.
Silent partner.
Super Troopers asking, I don't understand. Is it because it's considered free advertising when you play a clip about the drug? No. If you listen to yesterday's show, of course, right after we played the clip, Xavier said, I'm not necessarily sure whether or not him saying that has now broken some sort of HIPAA rules in terms of, talking about somebody not yourself and the drugs that they are on, even though he has his parental, what's it called? I don't even know. I have one from my mother and I can't even remember what it is.
The absence slip?
The thing.
Listen, the way
Yeah.
I look at it is it's one thing if like Beth is a fly on the wall and she hears this and she talks about it, whatever. She's not really, but it seems to me, especially since he is providing the money to fund for the hospice care, somewhat involved in medical decisions when it comes to both his parents. So there is some sort of, there's a trust there that if he's going to help make decisions for their
power of attorney, Tiger Lily. That's what I'm talking about.
It's at the very least, it's scumbaggy to just go out and just blabber about that, to an audience of tens.
I think what it is that he, he talked about this pill, and then we talked about what its uses are, and I think that he decided that it's not really something that should be talked about, like what it's like a antipsychotic or it's for bipolar or whatever it was for. I can't even remember right now, but and it's true. I mean, John admitted to actually having been on it at one point. But what if you were on some really fucked up bipolar drug and nobody knew you were bipolar, and then you said, "Yeah, I'm on that blah blah blah."
But the thing is, it's gratuitous of him to go into such detail over what medications his father's taking. I mean, if he wants to make a bit out of it, then just be general about, like, well, he's taking a different kind of pill today or something like that,
Yeah.
or medication.
Doesn't a bit
Like
have to be comedy, though?
he takes such pleasure in like just fucking micro slicing the shit out of everything that's involved with his parents at this point. Except for DoorDash, which is all fake.
I'm gonna go into that.
So it's just like I said, I don't think he's breaking any rules technically, but it's him being part of the process makes it a really dickish
Unless
thing.
he's
to do.
lying, right? He can't lie about it.
Again,
hey, you know what?
They deleted our show because of it.
Exactly.
So therefore,
exactly.
It hit a nerve, or it was wrong of him to say, or somebody thought twice about it and
It's a
said,
staring
"Fuck
contest."
It costs them nothing to do a takedown on us. Nothing.
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
It's weird.
All they
It's
have to
just-
do is say, "Okay, yeah, you know what? We don't want this played on air," and then I can either fight it or I can say, "Okay, yeah, I'll let it
and
go."
also, we don't give a shit, but it's just funny that we clearly hit a nerve. And this is like the old Conan O'Brien and Andy staring contest.
Yeah.
And they blinked.
Yeah.
They blinked.
Let me
we
say,
didn't even know we were
you
staring.
know, I say this all the time in the show. He has so many lemming, stupid, maybe Generation X fans that have been deployed out into these media things. Maybe it's Google. Maybe it's. And here's your evidence. How does shitbags like JD and Ronnie and Benji get verified on Twitter overnight? Right? I mean, this is like years ago. That's
I
how
remember
you know.
when that happened.
Remember that
because
happened?
Twitter,
like, why would you verify him? Right.
Because Twitter was a sponsor for a little while of Sirius.
Yeah, right.
And Sirius was advertising on Twitter. So they told the Stern Show, any of your people who have more than like 1,000 followers, we'll verify them. And
But
so
this
they
goes
all
for
got verified.
AGT and TMZ and all these places where he has these stupid lemmings that are out there and think they want to be, associated with the show in some capacity and throw them a little favor like that. I mean, this is so you're getting it from Google. It doesn't surprise me. It only takes one. It doesn't take any. This one connection. They've always had some link to fucking Google. It doesn't take much. Like you said, it takes no effort at all to issue a takedown strike.
No. I want to talk about what Josh Foster is talking about here. Howard has more than earned the summer off. Did you miss that his wife had to endure an entire phone call from his mother? Hasn't Beth been through enough? I just want to bookmark that for a quick second because we were talking
Can
about.
I just compliment Josh on the Josh? It's the first semicolon in the history of Radio
I have
Gunk.
not seen a semicolon in a very long time. Thank you so much. Yeah, this is true.
And the last one,
That's why
John.
Beth can't listen to
Don't
the
get
show.
used to it, bro.
English media.
Exactly. Take a picture.
Let's
It's
let's
one of
keep
those
standards
things.
realistic, homie.
It's one of those things where we were talking about today, and somebody had also mentioned it in the chat for the show this morning. It's like Howard's sister literally lives maybe like 2 miles from her mother. It's like, why in God's name
Exactly.
would the mother, who can't hear anything and obviously can't speak unless it's with a headphone on right now, why would she call Beth? Why?
She didn't.
Not you.
She does. She
Call your
doesn't.
granddaughters or call your daughter.
Your daughter.
Yeah. Yes, you wouldn't do that at all.
Your daughter
Exactly.
who loves you, who lives close by. Why wouldn't you
You've
call her?
uncovered yet another thing that's a lie. You can't trust anything he says. 90% of the shit, just like Amber Heard, out of his mouth is a lie.
Yeah.
I
Always
mean, are
live
you
by
gonna
that.
call someone who wasn't even born when your son got married the first time?
That's right.
Yeah, that's right.
It's like, yeah.
David says we've uncovered Howard's double indemnity scheme to get his inheritance 1 month early. That's why this show is
his
taken down.
inheritance. Okay. Fucking ball of lint.
Hey, Biznick. Hi, sweetheart.
Yes.
He did send me 2 cowboys because I needed a cowboy for tonight, but I wound up just doing Little Nas X with his pink cowboy suit on with an incredibly ugly picture of Howard that I discovered. It was really just awful. I just want to pop it up just 1 quick second.
Indemnity and a semicolon on the same. What is this? The
Thank you,
McNeil
Millennium
Layer
Towers.
report?
Wait.
Someone just gave us $1,000.
Yeah, right.
Oh wait, decimal point. 19.
Look at this picture of Howard. I took this, and this is the one I used for the thing today. This is really just a weird, ugly fucking picture, and I'm not exactly sure why it exists in our world. Hang on 1 second. I'm sorry if somebody Snapchatted us or gave us money. Just give me 2 seconds because I'm just looking something up, and I'm not looking at. Look at this picture.
Oh my god.
Is that the weirdest?
Holy shit. He took it straight at New York Magazine as the best fucking. I gotta see the New York Magazine people who concocted that. That is.
Look at this.
Wow. Let's see Ralph Steadman do that. Huh? Leroy Neiman try to make those cheekbones.
Look at how there's
Holy
no part in the hair, even though there's a part. There's no
I know.
part.
That's right. Triple part with no scalp on the bottom.
With no scalp.
Look at this.
Look at this.
This is vibranium tonsil strength. Look at this. Did Tony Stark make that hair? What?
Look at the whole thing. It's bizarre, right?
What year is this, Monique?
2005.
So he's promoting. He's doing the Huckster Serious Blitz. So it's just
yes, and there was there's very pensive black and white photos on the inside.
Lips?
By the way, that's a really good article. In all seriousness, there's a lot of dirt inside the Millennium Towers and stuff. It's a really good. The writer does kind of really reports on what he sees. It's not a bad piece. I remember reading that 3 years ago and thought it was really underrated.
Is that okay? Am I imagining something, or is there that a herpes sore that's been covered up in makeup on the top right?
I love the jutting chin.
Keep going.
He does that same fucking move with the face.
Up.
Oh, you can see my mouse on here?
Rebel.
Oh, awesome. So you're talking here?
Yeah, right there. No, keep going to
Here?
left. The other left. There, right there.
Here?
I don't recall him having like moles there. It looks like
I don't think so.
herpes sort of has been
Let's see if I
covered
can
with
make it
makeup.
bigger.
I think he nared his face too. There's not. You can't
Something's
see any
weird going on.
It's so
pores at
long.
all.
His face
Yeah,
is long. It's just
Why the long face?
why the long face, and he still
he
had
was
the
so
penis nose back
emo.
then.
Hot Topic.
Oh yeah, you
face.
can you can almost see like the little scars
Yeah.
from the nose on this.
You can see the
You
piss
see like the
hole.
surgery. No, oh yeah, the penis. It is a penis.
It is a penis nose. He has
It
a
is.
horrible
It
nose.
really is.
Is that
And then he
Trent
has like those
Reznor?
weird eyebrows that look like he has no eyebrows.
I don't have my contact lenses in. Is that Chris Cornell?
Yeah.
I gotta put him in. Wow, look at that jutting chin. My God, what a rebel.
We
Look
could
at him.
study this all night. I'm
This
just
is
If he
literally
saying.
could be the
smiled,
entire
if he
show.
smiled, I wouldn't buy Sirius. You know? I know.
Oh, this is when he probably still had his bad teeth too.
I know.
Jesus Christ.
Everything's a vanity concern.
Like hair by
Part of his
DuPont.
stupid fucking.
This picture makes me want to die more than
More than-
usual.
yeah, he's a bunch of these. He is a bunch of these like suicide, self-deprecating things in the Deppening all day.
Oh my
long.
God, he's
He
so funny.
slings them. He really is.
Yeah, I mean those eyebrows are really non-existent. That's exactly right. It's just a very weird.
It's his
look.
grandpa. That's why.
Yeah, I just thought that was kind of weird. So yeah, just wanted to share
Is it
that with
uncle
you.
or grandpa? Whatever. Fucking
Yeah.
know.
Okay, so let's play a couple of clips from today. And sorry, I'm just reading chat as we're going. Okay.
You're right, Black Guy. I mean, if you didn't think that's a wig, just lock on that
No,
for
no
30
part
seconds.
of that is fucking realistic.
There's-
None.
Okay, so we wanted to really talk about the DoorDash thing, and Xavier and I were talking about it earlier today, and he was making a compelling argument for it being one of those hidden advertisements. But
It is
I thought, okay,
100%.
wait, so let me just finish. So I thought there was a law that said that you have to announce if something is a paid advertisement if you're talking about it casually during a show. And so
Not
somebody
serious.
give us some heads up on it. But after we talked about it, I was listening to the show because I hadn't listened to it at all today. And what he always does when he hasn't when he's not being paid is the following. 11 seconds. Let's just listen.
Three-ring circus over there.
Oh, that voice already. I'm
Wait.
Yeah. Anyway, Nathan's hot dogs. There you go. Little free
All right.
plug.
Thank you, Phil McCann.
Little free plug, right?
Little free
So
plug.
that is what he says when something's free. Period. When he's not paying for it, or when he's not getting paid for it, it's a free. It's a little
Right.
something free.
Right.
A little bone that I throw for you, just so that people know who the fuck Nathan's is, as if we don't know what Nathan's
Because
is.
the way the huckster works, the way to really sell it is incorporated into your horrible monologue to try to make it look like you do this. And that's
Yes.
what the huckster would truly. Lucina Bobina goes, "Hey, Mariah
Thank you,
Carey
Millennium
called.
Tower.
Mariah Carey called, and she wants to know what the Photoshopper was for that."
Oh, shit.
Horrible, right?
Mariah Carey's
Yeah.
known for those bad Photoshops and that's such a good reference by the Bobina.
Oh, so G Canada says, Monique, I think you're talking about rules for regular radio. This is a paid service.
Yeah, right.
Exactly.
Interesting. Could
Yeah,
be
it's
different. I have to.
all bets are off with Sirius, and he's a silent partner,
He's a silent partner.
which you'll feel in another clip today that's going to prove that.
Sorry, you guys. I'm actually dying. I don't know what's going on with me. I've had such horrible allergies, and I feel like I'm crying or something, but I'm really not. It's just my throat is going. It's so weird.
You got to give Amber Heard crying lessons, Monique. She could have used that last week. She might have convinced one juror to vote
She
for
might.
her.
She might have
That's
wanted
Asian.
to like pluck a nose hair to bring
I
the
have the
tears.
superpower of being able to cry on will. Like I can do that.
Really?
That's
I
from
really
Uncle
wanna cry.
Vanya. That's your Uncle Vanya training.
I can do that. Yeah, you just have to kind of set yourself up to think about something really, really sad in your life and manifest it
The
in
Howard Stern show?
tears. Exactly. I do take allergy medicine, and it's just I have no idea what's going on with
Jeremy Harrelson goes, Howard has really long ears and he always tries to hide them. He tries to hide everything. The whole anatomy is a shit show. It is a dumpster fire of genetics. Why do we even see you? Don't even be on TV. You're on the radio. Hide your face. You're hideous. Stop. You can't have it both ways. Just go away. We don't want to look at you. Nobody ever wanted to look at you. Every part of your anatomy is hideous. Look at him.
These pictures were also part of that
Look at
same
that.
article.
Look at that.
So pensive, so emo,
Such a
so Columbine.
Face made for radio. That's you. That's you and Imus. You're supposed to be. No one's supposed to look at you, or ever was supposed to look at you. Go away.
like
Yeah,
you never
we-
saw
No one
Tiny
wants you on
Tim
TV.
trying to pull this crap.
That's right.
Tiny Tim knew he was a monster, and he kind of embraced
It's so
it.
true.
And,
Failed on
but this
CBS.
guy,
You failed-
not Howard. Howard's a
failed
on
monster, but
AGT.
he wants to
Failed
be
on
the pretty
CBS.
princess.
You failed on Fox. Go away. You're not supposed to be on TV.
This is one of those
Yeah.
rare pictures where he was trying to be like
He's
cool guy with like some facial
Yes,
hair.
of course, of course, of course.
And
That's
who was
Ralph
it that sent us, or that we talked about the Judith Regan thing, where she always thought that he was gay?
No, it's
and
in a
that-
thread. I'm trying to find that. If anyone can just pin it down exactly where it is, I'm trying to. It's Howard Stern, the history of week 3 or something, and I'm trying to find it. It is a needle dick in a haystack. Somebody please direct me to exactly where so I can clip that. I was
Yeah.
trying to find that. I wasted an hour looking for it on Monday.
See, Cindy
Which
feels
I-
my pain. Yeah, this is particularly bad for me because I was in Florida and I was allergic to the oak trees, and now I'm here and I'm allergic to pretty much absolutely everything else. All right, so I'm going to go on a little bit.
Scott Bailow goes pre-distressed stubble.
Perfect. That's perfect. I'm going to go on to Robin, the sex pot.
So we're not doing a
and-
DoorDash thing then?
Oh, should we do that first? Okay,
Oh,
yeah. Sorry.
Well, I
Yes,
mean,
yes,
let me
yes.
just break it down as to how preposterous this whole DoorDash.
Well, what do you think
thing.
about what G Canada just said in terms of it being a pay?
As far as I know, they are held to different standards because they are a paid subscription. As far as truth in advertising and stuff like that, I don't know how deep it goes, but all I know, and listen, don't sue me, bro. So I'm not accusing you of doing dick, but DoorDash, Grubhub, Uber Eats, that's like $1 billion industry at this
yes,
point.
yeah.
competitive
and
With
only
hundreds of millions of dollars of advertising money
at stake.
at their
Mhm.
disposal, at
Yeah.
bare minimum. So you mean to tell me that this guy's going to talk about one specific service and negate the other people
Right.
in that, the other
Like 5
companies
of
in
them.
that industry?
Well,
and
yeah,
it's
you're right. I
advertising?
mean, when you
Grubhub.
think of like Uber Eats and
Grubhub.
DoorDash
Dude,
and Grubhub and
hundreds
all of them,
Of millions of dollars in advertising.
all
So you,
competing for the
so
same
he's
thing.
gonna. So
You're exactly
it's-
right. I do need
he's
Flonase.
not
I'm sorry.
gonna- You would be an idiot if you would just start giving away free advertising to one of them.
It's right.
You know, knowing that your advertising people can go in and go, hey, Grubhub, you want to advertise with us? We'll give you a deal, whatever. It's like you're literally burning stacks of money.
Yeah, Jeremy
Um,
Harrelson goes, if
in-
DoorDash delivered
it-
Nobu, Howard might
Now,
go back
could
to
it
New
be
York.
could it be a
Right.
trade out? Highly
what?
unlikely. Trade outs are usually for like sunglasses and cars and something of material value. DoorDash is what are you gonna do? Fucking here's some coupons for McDonald's. You know, there's
Right.
Well,
nothing.
that's a great question for Sabian, Monique, about these
We've
hidden
asked him about it,
drops and
and
shit.
he's
He has
always
to
said
know.
that it's not a thing. But if you recall, and
now.
I have
bro. Okay,
recalled this in the
there is
past that they used to
zero-
pay Robin what?
what? I
Blech.
was talking to you earlier, and you use the old like I said, well, they Greek labels, like when you have a show like the Real Housewives or a Real World or
Oh yeah, yeah.
any
yeah.
show where they go into a
Product
McMansion and they turn it into like a pseudo studio.
Heineken.
One of the last
It's
things
called
that
Greeking.
one
I
of the
learned
last
that.
things that is
Yes,
done.
yes.
One of the last things that is done on those shows before while you're doing walkthroughs is there's an AP associate producer that literally walks through the kitchen and with a little piece of black tape and tapes over what says Kitchen Aid or Viking or anything because you do not want to give away free advertising for as innocuous as it could be for anything. if you have a guest coming over to that house and they have a big old Nike shirt on, they tell them turn it inside out, or even put a big piece of tape over it. It looks ugly, but you know what? The production company is not going to give away free money. Howard Stern, as we cited earlier this year, when Sal was talking about his mom porn thing, and he was going to Tube Galore, they asked him, "Where do you go see such filth?" And he was like, "Well, I thought we're not allowed to say that." And Howard's like, "No, go ahead, you can say it this time," because they've been told, "Don't talk about a product or a name brand,
a competitor
on." Oh no, not even a competitor. It's just a brand that we can sell the competitors advertising on our show. So
he used to do YouPorn all the time, or whatever it was called.
Exactly. Notice he doesn't talk about that anymore, because they've canceled or whatever contract they had has come and gone. So the fact that he is now bringing up DoorDash, which is preposterous on any sort of level, that this guy just doesn't have like a predisposed, allotted, like a crafty budget for his parents, for lack of a better definition, explanation. It's absurd. There's just no way that DoorDash can constantly be mentioned without there being a trade out or some sort of financial compensation. Zero.
Yeah, but there is no benefit for DoorDash. Like, there is no quid pro quo, if you will, for DoorDash, because they don't own anything. They are just a delivery service.
Oh no, just
right. So I'm
mentioned,
just saying, there's no freebie in return. They have to be
so
paid.
let's just say that the 20 people listening to the Stern Show are about to go to lunch. Hey, let's just use DoorDash right now. It's you know why Coca-Cola is the most famous brand in the entire universe, because they came back from a time when it was like these pseudo medicine drinks were like a thing back about over 100 years ago.
Yeah,
it's because they are the ones that kept on plastering billboards everywhere, advertising. They were no better than any of the other dozens of fizzy drinks back in the 1800s. No better, but advertising. So when you keep repeating DoorDash, you're gonna have people go, "Oh, let's go. Let's just do DoorDash. Fuck going out." So there is value in him mentioning it.
I'm Dirt Dog disagrees. He says, I disagree. Howard is not saying that DoorDash is the best of all services. He's only saying it's the service he uses personally. Howard is well within his right. Yes, but he gives nothing away, is the point of
Well,
this.
that's what Fudsicle writes. Fudsicle.
It doesn't matter. He's getting the name out. There's no fucking way that he's saying DoorDash without a quid pro quo.
Go, John. What if I
like what Fudsicle wrote here, because she writes, even if the rules for product mentions are different on pay radio, why would they mention stuff for free? Howard just wants to help the giant companies for free.
They won't.
Yeah, no fucking way.
It's advertising. It's advertising. You think he's gonna? And once again, it's a industry that's billions of dollars right now, especially since we just came out of a fucking pandemic where everybody was stuck wherever they are
indoors and using delivery services.
Exactly. So
and then Pellel writes, he didn't even mention Scott the engineer's wife thing for free. Scott would have to pay for it.
Yes, exactly.
Thank you, John. Absolutely.
That's Pellel. Gina Bobina writes, I didn't know DoorDash supports blackface.
Yeah.
We deliver
yes,
blackface.
Senator, you're exactly correct. Coke had 1/10 of a gram of cocaine in every bottle. So that's why it was literally the true, and again, we're going back to a Wonka fizzy lifting drink. Like, it really was the fizzy lifting drink because it had some cocaine in it. And
that's not what made them
out by the
bazillionaires.
Early 1900s. It was really, it was out by the early 1900s. Thanks, Sal Brunetto. Thank you so much.
Peloton.
Well, I listen to family, Sal Brunetto.
I mean, you can look up documentaries on Coca-Cola. Their strategy one is just being out there. If you go to Disneyland today and you go order a $8 16-ounce drink, the cup will say Coca-Cola on the side.
Right.
That means Disneyland is not paying a penny for that drink, and they're charging you $8-9 for that little drink, because if you see the Renbacher, Coca-Cola, whatever. If you see this ride, the Space Mountain is sponsored by Energizer. Disney's getting paid for that. It's just stream of conscious shit. So 100% DoorDash, Howard, under a tree,
He's paid.
KISSING.
He's a paid advertiser.
I contend.
I wonder if these companies know Howard is problematic and therefore will only do a subliminal ad, so it looks like they wanted nothing to do with him.
That's a
You know what
great
it is?
point,
I think it probably costs more to do those subliminal
It
ads. I
might.
think because of the amount, and it goes back to the Pornhub thing and Starbucks and Dunkin' Donuts and
Heineken.
all of that.
There's been
Drew
quite a
Barrymore on
few.
Letterman.
Heineken
Was
was
it-
a paid advertiser, though. He was.
No. Listen, I'm not saying.
He's always complained about not getting conventional advertising.
about
This
Snapple?
goes, where is it now?
Wasn't
right?
Snapple like a
That
big
the
thing
new
in the
image
Stern
has
Show?
helped at all?
Hold on. Boaz has a thought here. I worked in commercial radio for years, and hosts can say their personal preferences on products they
Right,
use.
how do you prove it? Right, Bose is right.
It is
How do
no
you prove
different
it?
than talking about a movie or a TV
Exactly.
show.
How do you prove it's that you
Oh,
can't?
I love you, Biznick. Thank you so much. You're the best.
That's a
You're the
Menchie
bestest
dude.
boy.
That's
You're
a
the
Menchie
bestest
dude.
boy. Thank you.
The star of Invincible, not Marky Mark, not
Not
Greg
Marky
Kinnear.
Mark.
Biznick is.
Biznick is it. So what do you think
Luigi
about that,
Mono.
guys?
Well, you know what? Listen, everybody can. We don't
How
have.
do you
Of
prove
course
it,
you can
Monique? How
say
do
your
you prove
personal
it?
preferences, but this is a man who just said
Three-ring circus over there.
Ooh,
But
Yeah. Anyway, Nathan's hot dogs. There you go. Little free
All right,
plug.
thank you, Phil.
free plug. He always says that
yeah,
when it's a
exactly.
free
There
plug.
he argues it for
Always.
us. I remember how he was an Android guy, and
Yes.
John Hine was an Android guy, and then like overnight he became an Apple guy, and
Yes.
then John comes in. Oh yeah, Apple's the one better. Blah blah blah.
gotcha.
Yes. They all changed over.
Yeah,
Hosts won't say
exactly.
their
Right.
personal preferences every day for weeks. True. I mean, so yeah, there's
It's
there's a
DoorDash. Let's be
lot.
realistic, guys. This isn't Johnny Barbados shit. This is fucking DoorDash.
Exactly. He
From a
didn't
guy
even
who
do this much
literally
for John
eats-
Barbados, who gave him free
Eats
clothes.
nuts for dinner.
Pre-distressed DoorDash.
Shh. Not to change the subject, says Janelle. But today he said, I went upstairs after the show and Beth was watching the Depp trial. Fuck no, they watch that shit all day. Yeah, I agree.
Of course they do.
They're
Those
obsessed.
What else are they doing?
those Schadenfreude shitbags could not root. You know, we could only hope that Howard is in. My dream is that Howard's in that position. He's all laid bare, his finances, and so many. I'm telling you, wait for it. Wait for it. His day is coming on trial. Wait. Oh my God! I wish an Amber Heard on Howard in the worst way. I can't
Yeah,
wait.
we
I
should be
can't-
so lucky.
I
Do you
know.
see what Melvin wrote, Xavier? The
Um,
OG Sega Genesis Computer Network plug disguised as the Gary debacle.
Yeah.
exactly. I mean, this is not the first, nor would be the last.
Not his first rodeo. That's
Yeah,
exactly right.
There'll be another one.
Yeah. Okay.
What's
So-
really telling it is like whenever it gets played out, then he'll never mention it ever again. Like YouPorn. Has he ever mentioned YouPorn
No.
again?
No.
Look at you,
No.
Canada.
Right?
Now he'll actually talk about the porn he watched, but never mention where he watched it.
Exactly.
What's the brand? What's the brand, guys? Are we cleaning ourselves up? Are we celebrity friendly? Or are we cul-de-sac friendly with the soccer moms? Or are we promoting you porn? And you got to see Ronnie's Twitter, Monique. This is a 72-year-old guy posting just completely nude chicks scissoring each other all
Yeah, I've
day,
seen it.
all night. It's insane. It's
I've
not
seen it.
cute. It's not funny. He's got 70 fucking two. It's hideous.
I
It's
had to
embarrassing.
block
What brand is this?
I
Yeah,
had to
it's
block
on your
it
feed.
from my feed because
on
I
your
didn't
feed.
want to see fake titties on Skeletors all day long, and that's all he posts.
That's one for Brent. Monique, next time. What is this brand? What is this precious brand exactly? Please, Brent, spell it out for me specifically. What are we going for? You can't have it both ways. You can't
No.
have Ronnie posting pictures of nude chicks with implants scissoring each other, and then Howard wants to interview Gwyneth Paltrow. You
Yeah.
can't have it. You can't have
Yeah,
both.
all in the same show.
All in the same show.
Yeah. All right, so
What do
we're
we-
going to move on a little bit because guess
Moving
what?
on.
We're 45 minutes into the show and I've played one clip. But the good news is I only have 5 clips today. And one of them I did just for Dennis, but he's not here, so I'm not even going to play it. But talking about 70-year-olds talking about sex and stuff like that, let's listen to this phony phone call and the reply. Here we go.
But then
Oh.
when Robin, and then I feel like her mouth is starting to hurt. So I'm wondering, when you're sucking a dick, how long
Oh,
do you
God,
do
help
it
me.
before your mouth starts to hurt?
All right.
This is a question that somebody called in with. Robin, when you're sucking a dick, how long is it before your mouth starts to hurt?
And you're pitching this to the screener. How? What is this? How does this conversation go?
I don't know, but let's listen on to what the 70-year-old has to say.
There's a good question.
There's a question.
There
How
we go.
long do you suck a dick before you get? Because we watch porn, and these girls suck dick way
They
too
go
long.
on forever. Yeah, the
Yeah,
whole
yeah.
movie is that.
Half the movie
Like,
at
what-
least
what
is
are you
sucking dick.
doing?
How long before a woman gets a little annoyed?
Yeah,
Well, here's a good
You know,
question.
especially if it's a precursor. I would say good 5 minutes at
5
the
minutes.
most.
Oh, wow.
5 minutes.
I know if a woman wants me to go down on her, you know, I'll fiddle around down there for 3 minutes till she
3
realizes
minutes.
I don't know what I'm doing.
No,
But
Well, I think it's 5 before a guy says, "Okay, that's enough."
teeth is Howard Loss going down on Ralph. Not with those dentures,
Exactly.
you're not.
I did
Remember that
warn you
remember that
guys.
Roomba
I did
tedium,
warn
Monique?
you guys. What?
Remember that Roomba tedium in the beginning of the pandemic? We were
Look
doing
at
the
Tim.
shows.
Is this the erectile dysfunction hotline? Really, Tim? Like, seriously, who wants to hear? Okay, let's ask Tim.
There you go.
Since you're here now, we just had a
Yeah.
whole conversation about subliminal
Product
advertising
placement.
and product placement. And recently, certainly in the last month and a half, all Howard can talk about is how he's door dashing for his mom. DoorDash. I mean, he must mention it 15, 20 times a day. Is that really something that people would do without being compensated for it? You know, some people are saying in the comment section that, you know, yeah, you're allowed to say that because if that's how you feel, that's what you say. But I don't think that Howard ever says anything about things that he likes or dislikes without being paid. Okay, so
He's not
that's my
gonna answer
question
you.
for you, Tim.
Can
as
I
we
have a question? I have a question too for Tim. Can I, before I forget? We were talking about this in the Deppening the other day. Tim, I want you. Don't give me Gordon Jump middle management speak. I want a real answer.
Gordon Jump. Come on, big
Adam
guy.
Carolla was hired when Bubba got fired, and Howard absorbed Bubba's salary. And how much was Bubba getting paid? What happened to the hiring of Adam Carolla to replace Bubba on Howard 101 in the afternoon? How did that go down? What did Howard offer him? And did Adam Carolla turn him down over money?
You are so
I want
cute.
to know.
Are you expecting him to write that all in the chat?
Yes, I want. Yes. Just Tim. Just
Run,
paraphrase
Tim.
it.
Run.
No
Run,
Gordon
Tim.
Jump
Run.
management speak. We love you,
Tim
Tim.
says, "Who cares? People in the world are suffering in Ukraine and
Like
Russia."
you-
Okay, we
like you
care
cared.
about
Aren't
that,
you a
but
Republican, Tim? You don't
the
care.
name of the show is not Howard Stern and the
Ukraine.
and the Ukraine. It's Howard Stern, as you know.
Run,
Oh,
Tim.
see,
Run.
here's the
Run.
problem. So
Take the
here's
plug out of
Dennis.
your computer and run.
Dennis definitely ate and drank. I see him already chuckling behind the scenes. I see his green screen where he is nestled between Howard and his sister, and I know he's gonna come on in a second. Tim, I know nobody cares. I know.
Yes,
I
they
know.
do. Tim. This is the show. This
But
is
we
the show
do. This
about
is what
nothing.
we do. You know that, silly Billy. Wait, hold on. Let's let the big man in. Here we go.
Oh,
Hello there.
Look at him nestled between.
My question for Tim is: are you a BMW or a Honda guy for motorcycles? That's what I want to know.
Oh, Tim is a Tim is.
He likes enduro, right? You like the enduro bikes?
That's a
So
good
I'm
question.
thinking you'd be a
I would know that.
BMW guy.
You would think he's a BMW guy. I don't think he is though, because he does more motocross.
The Honda. Well,
BMW isn't really
Honda.
motocross though.
enduro is like, yeah, I think the Beamers are more prevalent, but some people like Honda. Just
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah, just saying. Oh, look what's going on.
I thought that was a
I got
penis
a
for a
cat.
second.
I got a cat.
And it has two eyes.
I got a
It's
cat,
Sadie.
everybody. Does it have all its
Sadie.
teeth?
And it has all its teeth and has two eyes. It only has one
Excellent.
kidney. But, you know.
Freak.
Okay, so we're moving on. We just talked about
God, that
Robin
face to
and
the left
blowjobs.
of Dennis is gonna haunt me tonight.
Oh my
That's
god,
gonna
I know,
That's
it's
gonna be the
horrible.
white whale in my dreams.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit more about seniors having sex, part 2,
Oh, God.
and basically
just
how.
ate.
Okay, just alerting whoever it was who was a little disgusted by the blowjob Robin thing.
I
Howard
just
seems
did.
to think that most women do not know how to give blowjobs. And this is an interesting
No, they
question
Go,
that
go,
you
go,
raises.
go.
To be honest with you, I kind of feel like most guys like blowjobs, but I think there's some guys out
You
there
know
that
why? You know why? Do you know why? Because
you gonna
blowjob
tell me?
involves two favorite things: sex and doing nothing.
Yeah, yeah.
And a woman's quiet. Three things.
Yes, that would be 3, Dennis.
Three things.
Wow. Okay,
You
so
know.
let's listen to that, shall we?
Usually pull a woman's head away almost immediately because 99% of women do not know how to blow a dude. That I have, not that I'm not Ronnie the limo driver, but there's a couple of women who blew my mind with the blowjob thing. But
You got to be a Buckwall
boy,
client to blow.
Didn't mention his wife in this scenario, but
Not
okay,
at
you
all.
continue on.
oh boy, most women do not know how to do it, and I don't blame them. How would they know how to do it? Where do you go to school for that? I mean,
Yeah, but on the other
Need a-
hand,
Need a
We hire
tutor.
teachers like you do to
Need a
screw in a
tutor.
fucking light bulb to
Yeah.
make popcorn.
Blowjob tutor.
That's right.
How did they
You know,
learn?
There
Wow.
are actually blowjob tutors. Just gonna throw that out to you. I remember back in the day in the city, I had a girlfriend who went to a blowjob tutorial, and what they do,
I'm sorry.
and what they do is they have all these oh god, so it's a bunch of tables around, and they have these dildos that are like suction to the table, and you put a condom on
Are
it.
you serious?
I
I've seen this.
swear
Oh,
on my
I've seen this.
eyesight.
They were too busy
That's
not
not-
watching Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Yeah,
on.
exactly.
I mean,
And
Phoebe Cates taught the world that day. Come on.
well,
much.
okay. So the
Judge
scenario
Reinhold here.
scenario
Gina.
apparently was about how to fondle the balls whilst you're on the head
Yeah.
and not to go too far down so that you don't choke, and how to relax your
That's wrong.
throat muscles so that you can get more into your mouth. And so literally like 6 or 7 women paying $100 to have some old, Haggadah tell you how to give
Haggadah.
blowjobs. So yeah,
Haggadah.
I mean that's like a real thing.
You realize that most guys are just happy that it's actually happening, that they even give a shit about that.
See, I'm not wrong. They do that in the suburbs all over the country, Mo, not just the New York
Yeah,
City
it's
thing.
very common. I know
See?
it. I've seen that.
Wow.
Mo had a friend who went to a VJ workshop. Can't say I'm surprised. You know what though? At least when I say I had a friend who did something, blah blah blah, it's actual real. I don't know 9
Yes.
cops. I don't know people who got pulled over. I don't know people who carry guns. The people I know got blowjobs. I mean, I don't. That sounds normal. No, blowjobs are not 4 inches is never.
No, definitely not fine. No.
Definitely not fine. Yeah, really. How long before Monique's mouth gets tired? You know what? I'm just going to be honest with you. I don't. I'm going to move on to another right now.
How many times do you think Beth got pulled over tipsy and had to do that special breathalyzer on the cop?
I think never. I don't
Never.
think
Allegedly. Never. Allegedly.
Never.
Never. Allegedly.
How many dinar is that?
Stop making shit up, man. So now, Dennis, I'm so glad you're here because I was actually going to move over this, but now that you're here, I'll ask you
okay.
about it.
Yes.
You made me cut the clip about Sal's brother, and you said, Monique, must cut clip at 2 hours 48 seconds.
Sal is a brother then? I didn't know that.
Well, no. Listen to this. This is really weird.
Howard is a sister?
No, but this is really, really
I
weird.
did not, Farmer Justin. I just asked lots of questions. Like my first friend that ever got a boob job, I made her immediately come with me to the bathroom and lift up her whole fucking thing. And I'm like, I need to feel these, because I had never
Boobies.
felt fake tits before.
Bouncy
And she had just
boobies.
gotten it done. And it was
boobies.
literally like my
the
my-
stress ball.
my
No.
my snow
Like a
globe.
globe?
It was
Oh,
like
yeah.
Do
When
you
they're
remember
fresh.
these, Xavier?
Yes.
Oh, I have one of those.
I know. It was like a fucking snow globe. That's how hard it was. But she had to massage it every single day. And so maybe like 2
Squeezy,
months
squeezies.
later, she's like, you want to feel them now? They feel so much better. I'm like, yes, I really want to feel them. So I went into the bathroom. She lifts her
Excuse
whole
me while
fucking
I'll
thing.
whip this out.
No.
Excuse me 1 second. So yeah, sorry. Can you continue with the conversation. Jeremy says Tim dipped out quicker than Howard at a gamer's dinner
Smart
party.
man. Smart man.
He's listening. He's just not writing.
It's
I know
okay.
him.
It's okay.
Tim Sabian riding Harley Davidsons with the Sons of Anarchy through Sacramento. Midlife crises. That's all I thought about when I heard about that Sabian ride.
Okay, so give us the Sal's brother Dennis thing before I play
All right.
this.
All right, so they
I'm getting
had
warm now.
they had this fake caller, Pamela, call in, and she had imagine that, and she sounded just like the Jennifer Wins character, shockingly enough, and she had a game all prepared. So weird, and it was either Sal or Oprah, and it was about mystical stuff.
Yeah.
And so they did this game, and of course she's on for a half hour, and they bring Sal in there, and and so then Sal was talking about like this sister he had, and then Howard brings up about you projected about your brother, but he was aborted, and it's just. But then
It was
he's like
just really weird. But you know what?
It was
Sal
really
seems to think that
strange.
he's like the new Long Island Madam
Nah,
or something.
I don't think so. I
is
think
there
it's all
some weird
shtick.
thing going on with him?
It's shtick. It's all shtick.
Everything is
It's
shtick.
to be on the air because they
Well,
set this whole bit up just for him. I mean,
Well, I'm going to
literally,
play it, even though it made no
Pamela.
sense to me, and it's completely out of context for the rest of the show. I just thought the whole
It was so that's what's
scenario
so
was
weird about this.
weird.
Everything's weird
But
about this.
let's listen to Sal's brother Dennis, aka the Jackie Chair. Here we go.
Not weird when we were curious about Sal's other sibling. Meet Dennis. Yes, there was another sibling we didn't know about.
And what's the other one?
The other one, there's another one out there.
Now, who's he talking to, and is he under some sort of spell? Like, what's happening right now?
I think that was that's what's his name. God, I can't stand them. I think it's like Blit. I think it's Blit because I know the trainer was in there and Blit was in there, and that was Wolfie. I think that was Wolfie.
I don't know what I hate more, Dennis. That you know these names or I know these names.
I hate myself for knowing these people.
You know how they say your brain's a hard drive, you need to delete things to make room.
Yeah,
That's
these are
what I
things
wanna
I'd like to
delete.
not know.
Right.
These are things I like to not know. But yeah,
I
so
got
this-
it, but it's weird.
What do you mean it's weird?
He was aborted.
Okay, so he didn't really exist in our
Right.
dimension. Let me
Right.
ask you something. Can you
Dimension.
connect with him now in his energy?
Yeah, I see him.
And what does he have to say?
He's got curly hair and he's got very fair skin. He's saying to me, this is what he would have looked like if he
What
would have been on
would
Earth.
his name been if he was alive?
Juju
Dennis?
Jackie
What
Chair.
message does he have for you? Obviously, he came through and let you know that he was there.
He says he's very proud of me. He thinks all of this is really great and he can't believe that I am actually connecting to him. He's very, very happy where he is. Things happen for a reason. And he's
sold.
proud and happy to be back in paradise. Oh, he has no intentions he has no intentions of coming back.
Did they say Sal's brother washes down the driveway in the woods?
Yeah, that's David.
Yeah, so I mean, this was just so out of left field. I mean, you're talking out of left field.
Oh, I just said he was hypnotized. Yeah, he sounds like
He is the
weird.
worst thing.
I mean, I
doing
guess
his
it's like a
fake-
bit, but I
It's fake shtick. The the
I
whole
hate everything
medium
about it.
shtick.
yes, I
It's-
agree, Kylo. It's
it's so
cringe
bad.
as fuck.
This
Absolutely.
makes the WWE look like the Ukraine. It's so
Yeah.
funny.
I think
Um,
they're ripping off Gunk in the night, to be honest.
That's so bad.
indeed,
This
indeed.
psychic shit and they're still doing it. They're
Yeah, it's
still
really
doing
weird.
it. I can't
Just
believe
keep
they're
going
still
back to
doing this
the
shit.
back to the well. I have two more clips. One of them was donated to us by Bethy Smollett, and it is so I'm going to play that one before I play my last one about how Johnny Depp and Amber are vampires. So it was just a really weird, random kind of thing that came out of their mouths because now that the trial is such a big deal, now he can get into it.
Now he
He
can
didn't get into it
maybe
for the first like
formulate
2
an
weeks of it.
opinion.
That's exactly right.
Let me state this again. Jimmy Kimmel is owned by Disney. Disney canceled Johnny Depp and the Pirates. That's his opinion. That's where it's coming
Well,
from.
now
That's what
wait,
control.
but now Howard is flipping his opinion.
Because it's now become it's okay. The coast is clear. Where
For him to
cold
flip his
Chinese
opinion.
food, where 3
He's
weeks
only
in,
as good as his last
that's
conversation.
conversation.
That's exactly right. So let's listen to this, shall we?
Okay.
What a fantastic life these two have. Yes, they work, but it ain't the kind of work where you're driving truck or, you're a corrections
And you don't
officer.
have to do
as
it every
Rooster.
day. You're on and then you're
Yeah.
off for a long time.
Wow.
And there's just a lot. I mean, it sounds absolutely glamorous. I mean, you're going to Coachella, you're hanging out, you're in the best places, you're packing clothes because the paparazzi are going to take your picture. And, and then in the same breath, they're fighting over feces because they're so fucking bored that they remind me of vampires, like real vampires in the movies, or you're reading romantic books. They've got all this endless time, endless resources, and they're almost bored with life. Like,
Well, sometimes if you read the whole story out, it drives them crazy.
Not bored enough to listen to this show.
Right.
So they'll never listen to this show. No one's that bored.
So the man who hasn't left the house in 3 years is
Don't
saying
ask.
that other people are getting bored.
So the man that is allegedly married to a thing that lays on the floor and takes pictures with kittens, that's not bored.
At
That's not bored
12:30 in
all.
the afternoon with a glass of wine on a
And
Tuesday.
films
out at
him
4:30.
with like a little fuzzy feather cat toy going in circles for like minutes on end.
Minutes
He
on
is
end.
boring. You're exactly
Yeah.
right. Howard is boring. He's a boring
he's
man.
beyond boring. He's like listening to paint dry.
Yeah, and he's run out of
it's true.
stories.
I mean, but to call them vampires, I mean, that is just an analogy that a 79 IQ has to come up with.
It's also fake. He's going
He
on
used it
vacation
yesterday
with
too.
Clooney.
Yes, he did. His parents were vampires.
His parents were vampires because they were
Right. That's
sucking
the new-
right.
They're sucking the life
his.
out of him.
That's exactly right. Yes. It's so funny. I remember one time a long time ago, Jimmy Kimmel was on the show and he had said something like, my kids are like ninjas. They can like sneak into the kitchen and get food and whatever. And after he had said that, Howard started using the word, he's like a fucking ninja. He just like sneaks into other places and blah, 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 blah.
Yep.
And he just like kind of co-opted it from Jimmy. So he must have heard vampire somewhere, like that people that suck the blood out of you, obviously. And that's why he's kind of into that right now. I don't know. I don't get it.
That really, really small brain of his gets that one little idea in there and it'll flip through there for days and you'll just hear the same.
But it's the 70-year-old Hot Topic assistant manager, right? Everything's a vampire.
Yeah, exactly. Right. But then what the hell was Blobbin babbling about with about
Blobbin blathers like the words that come out of her mouth are just word vomit. They're just they're words that somehow came together like the words to a David Bowie song. Like they just make no fucking sense whatsoever.
No.
And you think you can sing along with it karaoke, and then all of a sudden the words come up and you're like, the fuck is this? I never heard these words in my life for Young American. Like it makes no sense at all.
I mean, I honestly, the thing is, she's obviously much worse off than we fathom.
Yeah, I mean,
I
she
think
may not
she's
make it
much
through the
worse
year
off.
too. I mean, I think that this is going to be a really bad year.
I don't think she's seeing the. Yeah, I don't think she's that far behind Ben and Ray.
Well, she is the queen of the 5-minute blowjob. So,
oh my God,
she's got something.
Please,
got
I'm glad I
something
missed
going
that. I
for
almost
her.
vomited this
So hey,
morning.
Leslie Dart take that quote. Howard Stern thinks Johnny Depp and Amber Heard of vampires, and send it to Yahoo because it'll be a great story tomorrow.
Totally.
It'll be nothing.
Be
So
such
Sunflower-
clickbait.
100% that'll be an article.
Yeah.
Sunflower
absolutely.
Dragon goes. A vampire would starve to death trying to feed on Howard.
Yeah, no kidding. But and then
An anorexic vampire.
Yeah, I
Oh
mean,
my God. She's like an amoeba bumping into cell walls. Checking
nice. But she
Oh,
has
that's
no room to
delicious.
comment. She has literally no room to comment on parents,
Anything.
parenting, relationships,
Weight.
dealing things with regular things in life.
Schadenfreude.
Buying things, running things.
No.
She literally has no business
Racing.
commenting on anything. But
Janelle Marie, exactly like the Hollywood vampire subliminal. Monique had the great word. By the way, Janelle Marie, you're the Marky Post of Radio Gunk. Monique had the perfect word He has a co-opting person. I've never heard that used in any way. In that
That's a
way,
good
I think
description.
you just coined a brilliant word there. That's
Very,
perfect.
very descriptive.
We got to somehow work that into upon
Okay,
co-opting radio.
let's do it.
So some psychological term, a co-opting personality. You've got to coin it so we can issue our own copyrights.
Okay, we'll do that. All right, my last clip for the night
Affy.
is
That's
the
hilarious.
big titty fake caller scenario.
Ooh.
Affy says, I can see Robin doing a Popeyes commercial. Yes.
Totally.
I can see
Listen,
that.
Oh, that chicken from Popeyes.
all I can say is I'm just going to go back to the time where Stuttering John texted me and said, "Did you hear Hal on the show today talking about Robin?" And I said, "No." So he sent me the clip, and it was basically Hal Sparks saying that they used to pay Robin
Yeah.
to
Queer as
promote
Folk.
the show Queer as Folk on the
Wow.
radio.
Uh-oh.
I love that one. That was a good catch.
Oh,
That was a good
exactly.
catch.
He's like, yeah,
Thank
we used
you,
to pay
Hal.
Robin all the time for her to mention the show. You know, we knew she liked the show, and we, thought it would be a great tie-in for her to talk about it on air. So yeah. So what you missed, Dennis, is we did a whole thing about DoorDash and how it's commercial, and how he had mentioned Nathan's today, and made note to say, this is free, like that. This is
plug.
like it was a free plug.
It's a hot dog.
Yeah, exactly.
Did they pay Robin like with like a bucket of fish, like a seal?
Yeah, but the thing is, him digging up that Nathan story again for a 98-year-old man. You gotta send them 3 fucking hot dogs with sauerkraut.
3 hot dogs.
3 hot dogs. Yeah, they
There
happen.
you go. Hey,
And French
big
fries and a
spender.
milkshake.
Yeah, cleaning out the computer suggestion. Kathy Griffin in 2002 talking about how she was getting paid to mention products on talk shows.
Yeah,
John,
we
I
go to
think we
Kathy Griffin. We did, but I don't know if it was that very one. We talked about she called Howard out on Jesus, what the hell was it? It was something
something
Well,
else.
she called him out on a few different things.
Like I think she was on Andy Cohen maybe, or somewhere where she
God, what was yeah.
Hey, you know what? Say what you will about Kathy. She never accepted the arm warmers as a fucking trade out.
That is true.
This is
You
true.
remember that?
What were they
Remember that
called? What are they
awkward
called?
period?
Oh,
What are they called? And her hands.
I don't
were
even
like
know what
this.
the fuck they were. It's like
Shittens?
a failed puppet.
Rachel Fine.
Oh, what the hell
Shins
is
are
that
actually very
called?
popular.
Oh, thank you, David.
Everything-
Good memory, David, and that 32-year-old brain. Yeah, the
Everything-
charities. Howard won't donate to charities, and he was bragging about it.
Right.
The 32-year-old brain, exactly.
Precocious 32-year-old brain.
It's so cute. It's so cute. Your brain
They were
is so
saying
cute,
David's
David.
really 64, pretending to be 30.
I
He's
want
talking
to
about
hear
the
Revelation.
he's
Boy,
talking
I'm
about the
loving this
Catskills
body
today,
potty,
when
Robin.
He's an old soul though, David.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so let's listen to the fake caller. So what I did in this clip is, so this girl calls in, and of course she gives the classic, "Hi Howard, hi Robin, first time, long time." And then all of a sudden it just comes out that they know exactly who she is. They've seen pictures of her. They know everything about her. And so, yeah, there's no first time, long time, you lying piece of shit. So I did
Damn.
scroll through it a little bit. So you're just going to hear like clippets, because she was such a fucking attention whore. And it was just so annoying, right? I mean, she was just
How
horrible.
quick did I pick that up? In the thread?
Immediately.
How quick did it? I mean, it was like, I'm like, oh Jesus.
Eat it immediately as soon as she
Like,
called.
Come on.
All right, here we go.
First time, long time. face
Lindsay
follow.
in North Carolina, what do you want to say?
Yeah.
Hi, Howard. Hey, now. Long time, first time. Hi, Robin.
Hey,
Like,
now.
blowjobs were invented.
I was like, at least do. You like judge my body since I could remember. I have daddy issues, obviously.
Daddy issues.
But
Yeah.
yeah.
She has
So
nothing to say.
you actually helped me meet the person I'm with right now.
Right,
I'm
move
actually
on.
the one who called out high pitch Eric.
Right. Move on.
This girl's pretty hot. I mean, I've seen pictures of her and video,
First
and
time,
she
long
does.
time.
She wants
And
me to
video.
rate her body. You got a beautiful body. What am I going to say? She's
First
got the
time,
big
long time.
titties with the skinny waist. And
Howard.
she's got all kind of videos of herself in like a bikini, and she looks good. There's no question.
She
Good
knows it.
stuff.
Yeah.
Actually, what he did mention is that she looked like an Auschwitz victim
Yes. she
with
did.
bolt-on tits, which
Yes.
not too far off from the person you married. Not
Bethy
gonna
Wait
lie.
a
Bolt.
minute, didn't I?
Right.
Yes, I did post a picture of Beth. Whether he said that.
Yes, you did.
FHM.
Yes, you did. So
Hey,
yeah,
Jim.
that would be all 6 clips that I did for tonight. It
Yeah.
was really one of those shows where nothing happened. I was telling Xavier earlier that we could have probably played a game where I played a clip and asked you whether it was from today or yesterday or last week
Ooh.
or the week
Oh.
before, because it's all the same. Everything he is saying now
The
is
only
exactly the same.
the only difference with today was Mike Trainer was on for a while. That was
I
about the only difference.
I
I
fast
haven't
forwarded
heard him in
by
a long time. What's the last time he was
Yeah.
on before that, Dennis?
Is he like Mike Cock?
Shit, 3 months ago. I think he was on
Yeah.
3 months ago.
It's
He
Mike
literally
Hunt. Silly.
Mike Hunt.
He's
right?
attached himself to Jeff the drunk and
Mike
all these
Cock.
hack voices. The worst.
He
God
he
damn, he's such a
literally
hack.
I mean he has a his career has a
Shelf life.
no has a
What?
well I was going to say has some sort of trajectory, but you have to actually be moving. So no, actually it has no trajectory. It's just kind of sitting still like a turtle.
Be-
It's just like there.
Beanie
Yeah,
Mac writes,
so
this is the mom who's circling the cul-de-sac right now in a minivan.
That's right.
This
yeah,
is for
that's
you,
right.
Mom.
Yeah, and
What
I
a great
need you
company.
to understand who I am. I've sent pictures to you. I need you guys to talk to me about it because every once in a while you need to have a woman on to justify the cock talk that comes after it.
Uh-huh.
What I
Get
do
two today.
love is that the next show that he does is gonna have this guy on it.
Oh
This is
Jesus,
Howard's.
no.
Howard's got to type. This twink. Here we
Howard's
go.
got a type. Yes. A little bit taller, Timothy Chalamet-esque
It's
type.
yes, yes.
Very, very into his body, what he
Frodo.
wears, the whole look that is this fucking guy.
And when you want to sexualize this guy in the most homoerotic way, who's going to write questions for you? John Hein. You guessed it.
Yeah.
Thank
The
you,
funny
Toby,
thing
for
is, hopefully what he'll bring up is the fact that Harry Styles is now dating the doppelganger for Olivia Munn. What's her
Yeah.
name?
Oh,
The
you're
other
talking about
one's name.
John
Huh.
Mulaney?
No,
Mulaney?
he's dating the chick that looks like Olivia Munn, but I always get them confused. And
Olivia
she was
Wilde?
dating. She
Oh.
was dating. Maybe Olivia Wilde.
Yeah, it might be.
She was dating Ted Lasso dude.
Yeah, yes, that's Olivia
And
Wilde.
he hit her with a subpoena
Yes,
while she was
yes.
giving out an award at some award show.
No, it was like a Comic Con.
It was some sort of weird
producers-
thing.
Sorry,
Yeah,
So-
some
Lily,
sort of
Olivia Wilde.
producers con or something.
Olivia-
like that.
Olivia
go.
Wilde, right?
She was
So
on a
she's
panel.
dating Harry Styles, who is like 12 years younger than her.
Are there no
But
men
she
out there?
produced some movie and he was in it. And yeah, this is like her kind of guy, I guess. I don't know.
Twinkie?
A little bit on the bizarre side. This
And it-
is
I don't get this. I really don't.
I
You know,
can't help
Dennis?
anybody with this. I don't know
I,
enough.
I don't get it, man. I really
Ra-
don't.
Ralph choreographed that for him, Dennis. You know
Yeah,
that?
there's not a single
No.
part of me that would ever say, "Let me don some pearls and a doily shirt."
gave you
And
diamonds.
You
Yeah.
know what? These guys are just trying to rip off Prince. That's all it is.
Yeah. If I gave you diamonds and pearls, would you be a happy boy or a girl? If I could, I would give you the world. I like what Tiger Lily writes here. She writes, she's exasperated. There's nothing better than exasperated Tiger Lily. She writes,
I love
I
exasperated. Tiger
can't
Lily.
follow this Stern show anymore. I won't. My brain can't follow the callers. I can't follow their bits. I don't care. It's like I
Jesus
have a blind
Christ.
spot. Look at him.
Yeah, he wears pearls all the time. It's just like this
Jesus
weird
Christ.
thing that
Ooga.
he. Ooga.
Oh my god.
That is
I'll
so
give him
Howard's type.
pearls, Robin.
I'll give you a pearl
Yeah.
necklace, Robin.
Yeah, I mean,
Ooga.
He jerked, he
Yeah.
jerked himself to sleep 2 hours ago to these pictures. Make no mistake.
Ooga.
that is just
Well, I just find him to be a little bit on the curious side.
that
So,
would
Howard
be
loves this
there's
type
a lot
of
of
guest.
bi-curious, yes.
He loves this type of
Jason
guest. He loves
Sudeikis.
talking to these kind of people. There she is, Olivia Wilde, right?
Jesus
Dating
Jason,
this
Christ.
guy
Jason
who's wearing a
Sudeikis,
T-shirt
Monique.
with her own name on it. With his
Jason
own name.
Sudeikis got artied on the Joe Buck show. We did a whole show on that.
Oh,
Remember
Jason
that?
Sudeikis got
He was-
artied. Yes, you're
He
right.
got artied.
You're right. Look at this.
Unreal. I mean,
Xavier,
seriously.
didn't I buy you that shirt for Christmas last year?
I'm
Am I
wearing
right?
it
a
right now.
pirate?
You are
What are you-
wearing it, right? It
I'm
feels
wearing it
nice
right now.
against the nips, no?
The Seinfeld
Dress-
pirate
my
shirt.
Dressed like a
kerchief?
pirate.
Are you wearing your pearl necklace? that I gave
Well,
you?
let's, come on.
What?
Let's not take it too far.
Where is this going?
Okay, so
I do have the
so
pumps on though.
now now we've come to the point.
Cleaning out the computer.
So if you're wondering where Bon Jovial's been, he's been extremely busy. I texted with him this morning. Somebody raised a great point yesterday about doing a Beth Turns 50 this summer show.
That was
So
Katie
Yay.
Aldana, by the way, who Katie's birthday today, by the way. I saw on
oh, happy
Instagram.
birthday,
Oh,
Katie!
happy
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
birthday.
Is she here, or are we
Happy-
wasting our time with this?
We're probably wasting our time with it.
We're always wasting time. What does
Yeah, I
he
didn't
want?
see-
Happy-
I didn't
What are you
see
here
her.
for?
Happy
Chuckle
birthday,
Patch just wished you a happy
Aldana.
birthday, and I have no idea she's even
Yeah,
here.
okay, well.
All right. So, what did you give me
Missed
for
it.
today's cleaning out the computer? I have Silent Partner Compound Perks. I have Howard blows off Momoa, Douglas, Miranda, something or another.
Yeah, Lin Manuel Miranda.
And then I have your classic, a classic Depp call.
And I have a Gilbert thing. We can maybe save that for tomorrow that Xavier would probably love. That's a Sunflower Dragon recommendation of the real reason why Gilbert got banned from the compound. And it goes into this whole thing. It's
I
beyond
do
the
have that,
cupcakes.
and I'm going to keep it
Yeah,
on the side
you
for
can save it if you
manana,
want.
and we will do
Tomorrow.
that tomorrow. I'm going to actually
Mr.
put that
Mr.
tab over here so that I don't
Leverhausen.
lose it. So I do have it.
Okay. My impetus
Um,
for these clips is I was kind of poking around the mockery thread. I saw Jason Momoa got brought up, and then I thought about and Ida Greenbacks. I tried to find your John Mayer, Andy Cohen. I couldn't find it on Sirius. So tell me where that was. If you could please direct me. I could not
What are you talking about,
find.
babe?
Remember Ida Greenback said that John Mayer was talking to Andy Cohen about taking over Howard's compound?
Oh, that must have been just recently. I think she just told us.
Find it. I couldn't find it. I
Was it
tried
on
to
the
find
TV show? I
Thank
think it
you,
was on
told
his
me
TV
foot.
show.
Oh, it was
Thank
a
you.
TV show.
It was on his TV
Dennis.
show. That's
Shit,
right. It
I'm
wasn't on
sorry.
Sirius.
Okay.
It was on the
Okay.
TV show.
Thank you, Dennis.
You're welcome. I remember him talking about
I
that.
thought it was the radio show. He's got
No,
like
no, no, no,
5
no,
radio
no.
It was
shows.
the TV show.
Okay. Thank you. I will
Oh,
get
that's
that.
not true, Shellbacks. That's not even right. Okay, so which one
What?
do you want me to do first?
So with that, I decided to go after compound stuff, and I remembered that Jason. We talk about this often, how he blew off. This is why the show is so god awful, and the guest protocol, and no guests on Monday, and cleaning out the computer, and so he blows off. He obviously had access to Jason Momoa. This is like from a few years ago. So in the series compound, we have Michael Douglas, never done the show. We have Jason Momoa, never done the show, and Lin Manuel Miranda, who is for Fruit Baskets. I get it, but he's pretty popular now, and he could be a good guest. And apparently, couldn't book any of these people. This is obviously a Monday, so Howard has to get snuck out of the building. But before that, we go into compound protocol. He's bragging. This proves he's a silent partner once again. He's bragging about his perks and how the studio takes up all of Sirius and no one can get in. Scott Greenstein can't get in. So I broke it up into 2 parts. And the first part is him bragging about the compound. And the second one is
Partner Compound Parks?
Yes.
Okay, that's the one I'm going to play first. Thank you, Chaka Khan. Here we go.
Man, I had to leave here yesterday. It was so busy in the halls. Ronnie had to sneak me out because
What was going on?
well, everything goes on. Like we here at Sirius XM, we have like the biggest studio. We have a compound that literally is separate from all the other studios. If you ever have the opportunity to see Sirius XM, it's really kind of a beautiful facility.
I've taken pictures for you guys, no?
Yeah. I wanted your opinion on this whole description too. That's
Okay,
really
let's take a look.
also-
Did you see? I just said Andy Channel 102 yesterday.
Wow, so it
There's
is the radio.
all these different
But it was on TV.
vast radio studios, all on one floor.
Right, Gina. What a waste.
And various things go on. And when I came here, I was like, look, I do not want to be observed. I don't want to be looked at. They gave me the opportunity to build my own studio to my specs. And we have literally walled off our own little corner. But in order to get to this corner, you got to march through the lobby.
Yeah, we're like in a cul-de-sac.
Yeah.
All right, let's discuss that really quickly. Okay.
You know it.
Let's
You
do
know
it.
the layout.
So
You're the
here's
one.
the way it goes. Thank you, Sunflower Dragon.
She's the
Dennis's green screens are the gifts that I keep on getting. Yes, they really are. They're kind of amazing. So here's the way it works. So first you actually have to get in downstairs, right? And you have to be called upstairs and they take your picture and you put a little sticker on and then you go through the little thing that looks like a turnstile and they bring you upstairs and it opens to these like double glass doors exactly where it says where Opie did that whole thing.
Yes,
and you
that's
see like Howard walking by. So where Howard walks by, this is exactly what it looks like. So you go through the glass doors, the receptionist is on the left. There's a seating area directly in front of you to wait for whoever's coming to get you or whatever. To the right, there's a screen, kind of like a thing where if you have a guest in and you want to take pictures at Sirius, you know, the way sometimes you see those things where it says Sirius XM behind somebody
Yep.
and they've been at the office, that screen is like right there to the right. Right after that is the doorway for where guests wait to go onto shows, like a green room of sorts for a lot of the shows that are there. Then there's a wall in front of that that has a shit ton of stickers on it, like all the bands that have ever been up there. Like everybody throws their stickers on there. It's just a huge wall full of stickers. And right in front of that is the door to Howard's compound. So I'm talking literally like the screened portion is probably about maybe like 10 feet wide. And then there's a doorway to this kind of small green room. And then there's his door. So we're talking maybe when you get through the doors about 15 feet. And that would be generous to the door to his compound. And and then there's like a big set of stairs that go upstairs right behind the
Spiral
receptionist
staircase.
desk.
Yeah.
And then there's something called the fishbowl right next to
Right.
that, which is
I
a
hate
glass
that.
encased
I hate
room
that term. Now
where
I
they
hate
have
that term.
kind of specials and stuff like that. And the staircase is right next to where the fishbowl is, where people go up to the second floor. So that's what I got from memory.
And it's a swirling spiral staircase, if I'm not
No,
mistaken.
it's not a
No,
swirling
it's not.
spiral
Okay.
staircase. It's
I
just a
thought
staircase.
Beth could fall down it if she wanted to.
No, it's just a staircase.
No, no.
All right, here we go.
We live on a
We're the
cul-de-sac.
only house in the cul-de-sac.
That's
Our
true.
property is like, you know how they tell you don't buy the best property in a
Right.
neighborhood? Well, we did that. Have a ridiculous amount of space compared to everyone else.
Yeah.
And we have privacy. Because let's face it, I've done a few things in this industry. I've earned it.
You've made it,
Anyway, we're down here pretty much in our own little world.
and we don't know what's going on in the rest of the place.
And in order to even get into our compound, you'd have to have a special card. Like, we don't even let the executives have that card. They have to knock on the fucking.
He's not a silent
It's
partner.
so awesome.
Really.
It's like kind of like the closest I'll ever get
To what?
to being like an owner of something. You know what I mean? Where I can even lock out management.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's pretty awesome.
That's an employee, sure.
I didn't know that the bosses couldn't get in.
Yeah, like
You know, why do you all forget
like
that
Scott
he's the
Greenstein had come to me
highest
to
paid
ask to
person
use
at
our
that entire
bathroom.
company?
He gets more than
Like
all the
our
executives
bathroom is coveted
because he's
because
an
the
executive.
bathroom here at Sirius XM is so disgusting.
Even
I
management.
went to the bathroom at Sirius. It was not
It's not.
disgusting.
It's never disgusting.
I mean-
Every bathroom's disgusting, man.
Maybe
So you,
when everybody that works for you is a disgusting frat boy male, you get like disgusting bathrooms.
Well,
You
no,
should
you
have
know,
let-
Monique, what it is, it's one of the repeat bits. Let's go back to the disgusting bathroom, right?
Right.
So every few
They
months,
should have left in a
you've got a
projector.
gross bathroom that's repulsive to everyone, so
Well-
Howard gets a private bathroom.
Well, this is kind of piggyback. I don't know if you talked about this yesterday, but we had a thread on the little news report for Buchwald and Associates that they hired a new sports agent. He was a Sirius XM executive.
I didn't
Yeah.
see this.
Yeah, he got hired by Buchwald. It's so weird that he went from Sirius right to Buchwald. Just
Well, it's not really that weird. I mean,
Well-
if you look at the guy's CV, you'll see that he worked for a shit ton of different sports radio stations and stuff like that. So
but it's
I
just
don't
weird,
think there's
you know?
any relationship to Howard whatsoever.
What's his
Oh, I
name,
think
Dennis?
so.
Steve Cohen or
Don't you remember we
No.
talked about it yesterday
Butler?
because of
Yeah.
my cousin? So
yeah,
Oh.
that's Steve Torrey.
yeah,
Mad
yeah.
Dog Channels.
But
Yeah,
so
they're
I
friends
just-
apparently. But he's like an old time not an old time sports
it's
guy,
just
but he's
w-
probably the
it's just
same age
weird
as
that
my cousin.
Buchwald- of all the all the agencies out there, Buchwald.
Because Buchwald is trying to build because they know that the radio thing is a dead industry.
The one, the,
So
the
they're
one
trying to
client.
build the sports type thing
Yeah, that's the
because
only
they
thing that
don't
works.
have that.
It's the
And
only,
it is the only thing that's actually drawing people in and
their
making
sports
money.
stations are great.
So they're trying to represent like podcasters,
Right.
sportscasters, things like that. And Buchwald's always been like a second or third tier. I have a really
Yeah.
good lawyer friend who I spoke to the other day when we had some sort of legal thing we had to talk to him about. I can't remember what it was. Xavier, do you remember what it was I was talking to him about?
How much?
Yeah, I do, and we're not going to talk about it.
Okay, good, because I don't remember. And
how much does Tim Sabian hate?
and he said to me, he's like, you remember blah 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 who I used to date? I was like, yeah. He's like, you always forget that she works for Buckwald. I was like,
Yeah.
I really do always forget that I have a friend whose ex works there, and I've never dare mind that for anything, and I should, but
he was he was given reign at Sirius. We have that in the Melvin contract. He shows Buckwald's in the contract of having power at actual power at Sirius.
so-
Don't ever discount that.
well, listen, you know what? They threw the whole fucking book at him. I mean, they gave
Yes,
him
they
everything
did.
he could possibly
And
want.
that's right. I
They
keep-
needed him to be successful at Sirius. They did.
and has no accountability now, and this is what
No,
you
of course
get.
not.
Who brought up? I don't know if it was Dorian Morgan or somebody brought up in one of the threads about all the stock he has. Because that's always what I say is that it's the stock and all the options that Howard has that gives him massive leverage. Besides everything else,
The option to do nothing.
no options
Yeah,
to
I
get
know,
more
I know,
stock.
but-
If he
right.
dumped everything, he crashed the stock. I mean, he literally could crash it. So like
They say that 10 to 12% of all people who actually went to Sirius, not currently, but went to Sirius, were for Howard. And if he were to leave, they would probably lose 10 to 12% of their listeners,
Yeah,
just
but-
because it's something that they've let perpetuate for a long time.
Let's figure
And then
that
if
out.
he
What's-
leaves, they're like,
prove
fuck
it.
it, I don't need it. I'm
What's-
sorry, Xavier, what were you saying?
What's 10% of 20?
I mean,
10.
that number is so overblown at this point.
It's
He
just I
doesn't
love that
have-
they're always talking in percentage and never in actual numbers.
It's right, and they'll
He
never
doesn't
show you the
have-
I mean,
metrics.
anybody who's
Two.
telling you of 20%, 10%, they're fucking full of
you-
shit.
If
Because
you
if they had legit numbers, it would be like throwing that shit in their face.
if you look at
John Doe, thank
really
you. I was just kidding.
his social
yeah.
media and whatnot, he probably has 20,000 listeners, maybe on aggregate, maybe. If you really look at his social media, maybe that many. If you're being generous at this point.
I don't want to harp on this, but
Generous
you for the chat and everybody here, when's the last time you heard someone talk about this show in general conversation?
Never.
You
No,
always
we
heard
decided we were
somebody-
going to do a show about
somebody-
that. We're
I
going to
know
do a
it should be a
roundtable
show,
about
but
that.
just dwell on that. Chad, think about it. When's the last time somebody brought this fucking show up to you in any capacity?
None.
And compare it to the 2000, the early 2000s or the 90s.
None.
All I
Yeah,
know
never.
is if he had legit numbers, he would be throwing that shit out every single day.
Of course, he brags about it every.
He
Of course,
would
he
never
would.
stop
Of course
talking about it.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, all right. So I've been to a bunch of social events over the last week. Not one person has mentioned Howard Stern or anything about him in his universe.
Nor
to
will they
me.
ever.
Nor will they ever. And all age groups, no one
Not
You
even
have
in
a-
mid-
talks
not-
about him.
Not
You
even in
have a better
mid-bocce ball
chance.
motion, Dennis?
What?
You have
Not
a
even
better
in
chance of
mid-bocce
beating
ball
some. You have a better chance of voicemail.
But if you're a man, be safe, be brave, and above all, be proud to be a boy lover.
A boy lover.
Times will change.
Okay, I want to play clip
strong.
number 2. We need to be done with this show soon.
Yes.
Howard blows off Momoa Douglas Miranda. Okay, so let's listen to this. Here we go.
You have the creme de la creme of radio situations right in here.
Yeah.
And so yesterday, up
Okay, this clip is 4 minutes long, Johnny.
That's okay. That's okay.
Oh my God.
in the lobby, Aquaman was here.
Oh, is that right?
Mary Poppins was here. Michael Douglas was here. There was somebody else running around in the hall that, the guy who, what's that play where
Manuel Miranda?
Lynn
Manuel.
Miranda, whatever.
Manuel Miranda.
Lin-Manuel Miranda, who's a big fan and everything of the show, our show.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like Gary said, it was just crazy, like packed. And the bathroom, the main bathroom, Jason said he was in there. He said 2 of the stalls in the men's room were covered in like spray shit toilets.
2 of them, yes, 2 of them. And then I left after that, so I don't know how many other toilets were painted.
Like we were thinking, when Aquaman comes up, who's got a career
Aqua.
now. He was with the police on HBO show and
Like
got
Aquanet.
coined.
Like Aquanet. Oh my God,
Like, this guy's-
exactly.
Yeah, but we'll humble him. We'll send him to
Yeah,
the
but
police.
like we're trying to give these people a good experience so that they only want to be up at Sirius XM. That's the whole vibe. Then you go to
The
take a
vibe.
shit or piss, and it's like World War III in there. Yeah, he had to jump in the toilet.
The part that's so disgusting about it is, like, I don't know how that happens, but okay, you did it. Whatever happened, you did it.
No effort was made by anybody to clean it up. Somebody just goes, yeah, fuck it. Someone else will clean it.
Slip out the back. There's a back way out.
Oh,
It's just, but anyway, we have this really nice compound. So Ronnie said to me, you got to slip out the back. There's a back way out because you're not walking through the lobby, because what happens is they spot me, these people.
Yeah, and then it becomes a greeting session.
Yeah, and then their public relations people will say, oh, take a picture with,
Because the step and repeat is right outside the door, too.
Oh, I said that. That's the
like,
step and repeat is right
how would
there.
you know Emily Blunt? Why don't you take a picture with her? And I'm like, you know what? Take a look.
That's right. That's what it's called. Step and repeat.
So you're getting all the money, fuck face.
So
It's Monday,
so-
Dennis.
He has to run away.
What year is this clip from?
This is
2016?
2000 winter, fall of 2018.
Okay.
Oh, so recent.
2018. So 2018. He
Aquaman
passes
came out in
on
December.
Momoa, Emily
Aquaman.
Blunt,
Michael Douglas.
Michael Douglas.
Never done the show. Never done the show. All these
And a guy in the biggest play in the world.
Oh my God, Hamilton, the biggest thing on Broadway ever.
Biggest thing ever. So he passes on all those so he
Monday.
can go and take a nap.
Well,
Yeah, I
did
mean-
you read who wrote it this morning? Was it Icy or somebody, maybe Laundry Room, about how he had heard a serious ad on another channel,
Yeah.
and he hadn't heard one in a while, and it was all about like all
About
these
music.
different like rock
I sent
stars
you the
and music
picture that
people,
He's not on the picture.
and so now they're trying to kind of make it like he's like the music maestro
Oh, really?
of Sirius.
Well, he's
Yeah.
been slowly doing that because he's been reading useless music facts about songs. when
Oh
he
my
comes
God,
back
so useless.
From his metal
There you
mania.
go. There you go.
And
Factoids.
he was talking about the Clash this morning, which literally I wanted to reach through my radio and knock those choppers out of it. That he has never listened to a Clash song in his entire life.
No.
He has no idea
No.
anything about the
don't
Clash.
like it.
No.
Nothing. And I mean, he's the poser's poser. And honestly, this thing about him being this great music expert is absolutely insane.
It's
I mean,
it's and we love calling him out.
You think I want to
on
take a
anything
picture? What do you think? Take a look at my face and think about what the least fun
vanity.
thing for me to do is.
They're worried about what you look like.
Oh my God.
Yeah, Howard, you know Emily Blunt? Look at my face and think about what the least taller than everyone else. The cameraman is always way below my face. I put a lot of thought into this shit. And then I'm standing next to a good-looking woman like Emily Blunt, Emily Blunt, and fucking Aquaman, who has all day to work out, motherfucker.
He has all day
no
to
matter
work
what.
out.
Yeah, fuck you.
How many hours
fucking
of Chaz
pinup.
Bono do you watch? He has all day to work out.
You want a picture of me?
Wow.
I'll charge you.
I'll charge you.
XM.
But hardly ever is there a gauntlet like that to run. That was like the receiving line of a wedding.
Oh, as
I
if
know, that's-
Robin
and
wouldn't
that's,
be
you know,
fucking
that's my worst
thrilled
nightmare. So,
to meet any of those
you know,
people in the elevator.
there was a reason
or
I was
out in
telling
the
you
lobby.
this.
I'm sure she's the
Yeah, I
first
don't
one
know.
out there.
You went out the back
meeting
way.
and greeting with her ashy
you?
fucking gray hands.
Yeah, I
you
did.
avoid
Yeah.
it all?
Yeah, I avoided it
Fucking
all.
sausagey.
Michael
ash
Douglas was up
fingers.
here too.
Fuck
Great
you.
actor.
Fuck you, Robin. Fuck you.
Can you imagine Robin pulling up in that jazzy?
Exactly. Love this picture. Okay, so our last clip for the night is going to be a clip where Johnny called in where and was Johnny. So what
Johnny
do you got?
from Florida. This is the first time I felt good about my Johnny Depp impression I did on the Ron Bennington show. And somebody told, I don't know, I saw on Twitter Jackie was doing Bennington. This is like 2015. And I called Jackie as Johnny from Florida. And I kind of go into all these Howard wacky shit. And at the end, a caller thinks I'm the real Depp. That calls up after me to tell this is Ron Bennington on Sirius. And this is, Honky Donkey, who we love, heard this, and that's how we got to our clutches.
Wait, what about this? How are we
Yes,
representing?
great point. You told me, oh God. So Io Tillett Wright, the transgender friend of Depp and Amber Heard, just mentioned today, I was trundling through Greenpoint, Brooklyn when I got the call. So he made the call. He called the cops from your home neck of the woods where Donnie Brasco is filmed in the Motion Lounge. And he called the cops from your Greenpoint to report Depp to the cops when it all went down in
Wow.
2016. Yes.
That's the
yes,
92nd precinct, my friends.
Yeah. Is that what
I
it
know
is?
it well. Across the street from
That's
the
so good.
YMCA. Yes, 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 I
So
know it.
good.
All right, so let's listen to Johnny calling as Depp for the first time. Here we go.
Funny. That really is funny.
I read that book 3,000 nights one time.
Johnny in Florida. Go ahead, buddy.
We love you over at Dog Shed, Jackie. I don't think you realize
Shed.
how worshipped you are over there. But I wanted to ask you a question. I don't know if you realize this, but Howard's daughter, Emily, is inspired by your wife, Nancy, and came out with her own album. And she actually has a modest hit called Zooza Zoo. Howard won't bring it up, but she brings it up in interviews sort of separate from his show. And she says she's completely inspired by your wife, Nancy. I mean, literally.
Hold on a second. Now, Ron Fez, Chris, you got to understand that whenever and I love you, my friend, and I appreciate what you're saying.
Well,
but
no, all true, man.
anytime there's a caller like this,
Yeah.
Even when the joke hunt, I always was standing there waiting for the shoe to drop.
Right.
You know, like, hey, believe me. Hey, Nancy. But if that's true, that I would love that to be true, because she maybe was at a formative age just when Nancy was doing her albums. Nancy's,
Exactly. That's what she tries to convey, but Howard will never give you credit on any level. I mean, that's why you call them marbles, right? So if there were, as I understand it, it was like if there's 20 marbles, Howard have to had 19 of them.
No, it was Big Orange Marble, because the first time they started harmonizing, the sun was coming up. But that's a funny theory. Listen, my friend, my email is jokeland@AOL.com. I would love for you to email me so I could send you Nancy's most recent songs. She had a song on a McCartney tribute album.
Wow.
Where each artist did a McCartney song. She really is, I don't mean to pump her up, but she really is great. Never got a break,
Jackie, she actually sounds like Nancy. I mean, there's a verse in the song goes, "You always said you knew I was gifted, but you could never figure out just how much Suzazu."
You're being serious, aren't you?
I'm being serious.
I love character.
I've never been more serious.
I love that.
It's great. You know what? So you got to drop by dogshed.com, because there are about 8,000 people who worship you every day.
I don't know what Dog Shed. You know what I thought he said, of course.
Dogshit.com.
Dog shit.
I definitely will.
You have to do. I don't think you realize.
What is dogshed.com?
Look at that promotion.
It's a website
I know, right?
that sort of talks about Plughead and the Bolt Dolls. We talk about Ron and Fez. We talk about Opie and Anthony. All things radio related, and all the people who deserve the props, like you three, my friends. So it's sort of like there's some hate in there, there's some bashing, but you have to, you have to have your street cred in order to get worshipped, and Mr. Martling does. Currently, Stuttering John is a thread, and I think there's literally the thing's like, 600 pages on it. He's on it.
He's getting
actually
that close on ours,
site.
too.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, Johnny, thanks.
Thank you, my friend.
Gentlemen.
No, it still goes on.
The band's
so a guy
playing
calls
Who'da
in
Thunk.
Here's Ian in Jersey. Go ahead, Ian.
Hey.
Here's Andy in Boston. Go ahead, Andy.
Hey, what's up, guys? Ronnie, listen to the playback after. I'm telling you, 100%. The guy that called in about dogshed.com praising Jackie and Nancy, that was Johnny Depp. Telling you, you got to play it back.
That was Johnny Depp, who just called us as somebody from Florida. All right.
Johnny Depp is the guy that calls up with phony phone calls?
No, he's actually acting like it was the real Johnny Depp, who's a big fan of yours.
Now I'm confused.
Now, see,
if I wasn't confused, but could I borrow some anxiety?
Oh my God! Next time he's on like Opie or something
Gotta play
like that,
this for him. You gotta play
you
this for him.
absolutely have to play that for him.
Well, that was my FU to that awful. Who's doing Depp on Howard's show today?
Bravo,
So I
that
saw
was
that,
great.
and I just wanted to I wanted to cleanse everybody of how it's supposed to be done.
Before we go tonight, I just want to, well wishes to Shuli battling COVID. Had to cancel all those shows that.
Oh, you're kidding me?
Millions of dollars.
Are you kidding?
No. Just breaking news. Shuli cancels shows because he has COVID.
Yeah,
it had
sure
nothing to do with. He sold 2 tickets.
Yeah,
yeah.
Get
better, bro. We're totally cheering.
We're rooting for you. We're pulling for you.
Hey, thank you, Chad, for all those great compliments. I love you all.
Shili's so undesirable, viruses won't even seek him out.
It's like you never thought you'd root for a virus.
You got to tweet Shuli that what Dennis just said.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Get better,
yeah,
bro.
so-
Get better.
Yeah,
Just know that your millions of fans can't wait to
millions.
get a rain
Thoughts and
check on those
prayers,
tickets.
Shules.
Thoughts and prayers.
You and
COVID has
Buffalo, thoughts and
Shaul.
prayers.
All right, we are leaving you. Thank you so much for joining us today. Tomorrow seems to be like it'll be Harry Styles-a-thon,
gonna be
and
awful.
I have no interest whatsoever in what
Neither
he
do
has
I.
to say. So
One
we will
last
listen
thing.
to the morning. Yes, yes, yes.
One last thing. Hey
One
guys,
last thing.
this we recorded this show 2 days ago to prove a point.
Thank you, Ida Greenbacks.
Exactly. Exactly. This is not a live
See
show.
you
We're
yesterday.
kidding with you.
Live
See you
show.
yesterday or today or whatever.
We recorded this on Monday.
Hell, we could have done it last Thursday. It wouldn't have mattered.
Oh my God, it wouldn't have mattered. Thank you.
Ida
It wouldn't have
Greenbacks.
mattered at
Thank
all.
you.
So much.
Anyway,
And
good night,
Ida,
guys.
thank
Thank you.
Ida,
Ida,
so
thank you for that John Mayer
tomorrow-
tip. I'm going to get that for you tomorrow.
Yes, and tomorrow we're definitely going to do a couple of phone calls because that was really, really fun yesterday, and I can't imagine that anything else. And listen, I think I'm going to make like a general rule that I'm not going to continually go back to the well on the parent thing. I think we have more than enough content for when they do pass away, where we show what a vile, horrible, disgusting man he
I
is.
think we proved the point.
Yeah, and anybody who's joining us late, if you were hoping to watch yesterday's show, it was taken down by Sirius because of the commentary on Deprecote. That is what his father is taking, Deprecote,
serious?
whatever it is. And so so it has
you
to be
serious?
reworked, and then we'll put it back up. But it is on Twitch,
Yep.
and if you go
That's
to
hilarious.
RadioGunk.com, you will see that there is a direct link to the StreamYard of it as well.
Ooga chaka,
So,
ooga
yeah.
chaka, ooga,
So
ooga,
actual
ooga
facts.
chaka.
Oh God.
Actual facts about a medication given to an old person is a problem for them. Okay, but saying
Yeah,
saying
that
that
was-
your mother's tits are gone and that
Yeah.
she laps stuff out of a bowl like a dog,
Yeah.
that's okay. All right, I understand now.
Okay,
I
guys.
get it.
Oh,
Good
look,
night.
Bobby loves you, Johnny.
Thank you.
And he's
Kim.
trying to
Now-
give us.
You know, that
Don't
reminds
you don't
me-
have to. You don't have to throw us a little sidearm just because you love John.
I know.
We don't.
it's
We
like
don't.
I'm
We
an
don't. We don't
afterthought.
love Bobby.
Kent the Kobe. Bobby.
Kent the Kobe.
I've been little Dan Quisenberry from Casey. I want to give a plug. We
Wow.
should do this all the
Hey,
time.
you know
Listen
what?
to Casey Armstrong show.
Hey, you know what? I find
streaming
that Glenn
online.
Hubbard isn't getting any love these days.
Oh my God! Remember that Braves player, Glenn?
Yeah.
Hubbard?
Are
know
you
what?
kidding
Him-
me?
him
You're
and
just
Ron
about
Stay
to leave, but you can
need to
spare
make a
another
comeback.
5 minutes to talk about useless fucking baseball
Atlanta
or
Ron
Braves.
whatever.
Stay, the Penguin? You kidding me?
Hey,
Penguin.
I
This is hockey?
want to give Casey a plug. I think everybody should be listening to his streaming show. to up his
Absolutely.
numbers. He riffs,
Absolutely.
unlike Howard, with not 70 writers by himself, just riffing on his musings of the day of Mount Sinai and Port Jefferson.
Hey, let's talk about the time
And
Steve Sachs got the
347.
yips.
Hey. Thanks for hanging with us tonight. Please join us for any discussion at RadioGunk.com in the forum section. Follow us on Instagram or Twitter at RadioGunk. And don't forget to like this and subscribe to us and hit that little bell so that you know when we're going to have a new show. Thanks.